Joining me from West London is Benedict Rogers, who used to work in Hong Kong and he's now co-founder and chairman of Hong Kong Watch. Ben, the UK has offered this path to citizenship to people in Hong Kong who have British overseas nationality. How many people might be eligible, and do you think all of them would take up the opportunity to leave the territory?
Well, that remains to be seen. There are an estimated 300, perhaps 400,000 holders of British national overseas passports, and a larger number who may be eligible. But I really welcome the Foreign Secretary's announcement. I think it is a major breakthrough. It sends a great message of reassurance to people in Hong Kong, and a very strong message to Beijing that if they proceed with this, this is the consequence. I think there's more that the British government could and should do, and that is to work with other governments to provide some package or some sort of rescue package to other vulnerable political activists in Hong Kong who aren't BNO holders, who may be in grave danger under this new law. But this is a really welcome start.
And those activists who don't have access to British national passports, you're talking about them being given the right to citizenship in other Western countries?
Yes, potentially. I mean, I think, for example, the UK could work together perhaps with some Commonwealth nations, maybe also with non-Commonwealth countries like the United States, but a group of like-minded democracies that could share responsibility for helping those most vulnerable in the situation.
Does what's happening in Hong Kong have any implications for the self-governing territory of Taiwan, which, of course, China considers to be a breakaway province?
It certainly does, for two reasons. Firstly, the one country, two systems model that was first conceptualized by Deng Xiaoping for Hong Kong was done at least in part with an eye towards Taiwan, towards one day offering that model for Taiwan. And very clearly, China has broken it, has violated it. It's over for one country, two systems in Hong Kong for the time being. And so Taiwan is not going to be attracted to that. But also the bellicose language coming out of Beijing suggests that their aggression towards Taiwan is going to increase, particularly if the international community doesn't respond to what they've done in Hong Kong.
What kind of leverage might Western countries have over China, though, considering that they will not want to jeopardize their long-standing trading relationships?
Well, I think the world, and particularly people in the UK and across the Western world, are really waking up to the dangers of Xi Jinping's Chinese Communist Party regime, not the people of China, not the country of China, but Xi Jinping's very aggressive foreign policy. We've seen through the pandemic that really the pandemic began, at least in part, because of the regime's repression of the truth about the virus. And people are waking up to that. And I think there will be a big rethink about how much we're dependent on China, how much we actually really benefit economically from China, and whether we shouldn't be diversifying both our trade, our supply chains, and our over-reliance on China.